Trigger control with a Glock. The way I think about it's like this. I'm going to stack pressure or roll pressure onto the trigger without really stopping. If the target is 5 yards away and I can afford to kind of move the gun a little bit as I pull the trigger, I'm going to roll pressure on really aggressively. And it's difficult for me to do this without actually moving my other fingers in sympathy. Okay? As the target gets further and further away, I still roll my finger through the trigger. I just do it more slowly. So it looks like this. Close target, rip it through. Target at 25 yards, roll it back. It's kind of a spectrum. Anything in between, you know, it'll look a little bit different. And I figured that out, and I learned that as I'm doing shooting at different distances. The reason I do that is that's the easiest solution that I've found. So if by using this roll the pressure on technique, I don't really need to learn the trigger that much. Even if the trigger stacks, like the Tanfoglio competition pistols I shot for a long time, their double action actually stacked on those things. It got heavier as you pulled it. That didn't really bother me. Shooting a Glock without really a definable wall, that doesn't really bother me. Shooting a single action gun with a really sort of nice trigger, that's fine. It doesn't really matter to me, and it's because I use this sort of technique and this sort of thinking. The reason that I do the dry fire the way I do, which is, again, I'm just gonna press back into the trigger and then let it go dead, then finger off, finger back on, and pressing and putting pressure in, is now as I put the pressure straight back, I can see, am I holding the pistol still or am I, you know, moving it? If I see the dot flicking to the left as I aggressively and firmly press back into the trigger, that's a good indicator that I'm doing something wrong.